Speaking of Dead Cells, Dead Cells. Honestly, this is a game I never expected to platinum, let alone do it twice, and even 100% the DLCs, excluding Return to Castlevania that is, but I'm working on it. That's how obsession-worthy Dead Cells is though. It takes most everything I love about Metroid Dread and adds in a ton of roguelite features which actually hooked me, thanks to the accessibility options. Premise is that you spin cells between stages on permanent upgrades and unlocks so that you're slightly more powerful, or at least have more tactical options, each time a death sends you back to the beginning of the game. There are 3 playstyles to try your hand at: wildly satisfying combat, loads of paths to take, lore, secrets, cosmetics, memorable bosses, and seemingly endless synergies between the weapon and item pickups. The game incentivizes loads of replays and makes for one of the more gratifying trophy chases out there, thanks to the way it handles saves. Even hundreds of runs into my time with Dead Cells, I'm still falling in love with the way its locations shake things up in unique ways. The only real faults I can point to involve an eventual sense of staleness along the most familiar paths, how long it can take to kit out high-quality drop chances, and the lack of ways to play the game with friends. But don't confuse those critiques with the way I offer them in most videos. This is a game so good that I own it on 3 consoles, including the Switch, so that I can play on the go. Trophy-wise, I suspect the only reason this isn't a more common plat unlock is because of how terrifying the guides are, along with how they shame players for what they deem save scumming, which they view as delegitimizing the plat, while not even mentioning the accessibility menu. To be short, this game is a 4 or 5 on the difficulty scale. I'd count on at least 15 hours to get the shiny, and with all sorts of missable trophies, you should prepare to play through a few more times than any guide recommends, but also expect a lot of fun. Just employ all the usual save strats and difficulty lowering you would with any other game, and the only difficult part will be the no damage boss battles against the bosses who checkpoint their damage. Even those can be tactically saved through though. My advice to those looking exclusively at the plat would be to focus on dumping most all cells in the afterboss vendor who increases the perks on item drops. Use tactics only builds, aiming for the quick bow, electric whip, wolf traps, and sinew slicer or the crossbow-matic for your gear. Take that purple option from every scroll or necklace and you'll be a pro in no time. Not unlocking a ton of items is not the most fun way to play, but it will guarantee you have more successful runs. Make use of the 7 save slots you have fast and responsive access to, and definitely use the accessibility menu to reveal the whole map, along with dropping both enemy health and damage to the lowest point allowed. 5 BC or 5 boss cells mode and the conjunctivious fight will be your only major hurdles. But with all of the ways you can now bend this amazing game to your will, there's no reason you can't dominate its trophy list with a bit of concerted effort. And if you're anything like me, you'll be itching to do it all over again as well as tackle the DLC challenges. It may not qualify for a flawless rating of 10, but I do still think it's one of the greatest games ever made, and it just keeps getting better with every update.